Fighters are inside the cage as we take a look at the tail of the tape for this one in the heavyweight division. Felipe Lins, 33 years of age, 6'2", 235, his reach 79 inches. Leg reach 44 inches. For the Cuddly Bear, Josh Copeland, 36, 6'1", 257, 75, and 41. The important numbers. Set to go to crown another champion and millionaire here in the Big Apple. For the official introductions, we send it in to Joe Martinez.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are set to go with the next bout tonight. $1 million on the line, 5 rounds for the PFL Heavyweight Championship of the World. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. He's a striker standing 6 feet, 1 inch tall, weighing in officially 257 pounds in 24 professional fights. His record, 18 victories, 5 defeats, and 1 draw. Here's the number 8 seed heavyweight from Denver, Colorado, the Cuddly Bear, Josh Copeland! And across the cage, his opponent fighting out of the red corner. Also a striker. He stands 6 feet, 2 inches tall, weighing in officially 234 3/4 pounds in 16 professional fights. His record, 13 victories and 3 defeats. Presenting the number 3 seeded heavyweight from Natal, Rio Grande do Norte, Brazil. Here is Felipe Monstro Lins. And your referee in charge of the action is Dan Margliano.
Big Dan for the big guys.
Five rounds scheduled in the heavyweight division. The number 8 seed, Josh Copeland, taking on Felipe Lins. I gotta say, for both these guys, as big as they are, they move really well, especially Josh Copeland, the way he's changed things up, as you alluded to, Randy.
Look at this feinting, everything he's doing, the lower stance. He's kind of expecting maybe even the takedown.
Switching leads.
Look something different. Oh, takes a shot as he comes forward.
If I'm Felipe Lins, Josh Copeland standing in a very, very turned boxing stance. That lead leg is fair game for kicking.
Yep.
He's got the leg advantage and reach. He should start kicking that lead leg and really take some of that mobility away from Copeland. Tough with his hip turn to pick a leg up and check a kick.
Oh, it's not going to happen. Yes, it's a very good game plan.
One of those nights where you think you know what's going to happen, you have a pretty good idea of what's going to happen, and then throw it all out the window because nothing's happening like it's supposed to happen.
Well, we've had the window open all night tonight, that's for sure.
Yeah. Started with a 33-second finish from Lewis Taylor Rabus Magomedov, the number 1 seed, and from there it was just throw the playbook out the window. As Sean O'Connell takes down Vinny Magalhaes after 3 rounds, and here we are now in the heavyweight division. Felipe Lins in the blue trunks, Josh Copeland in the black trunks. The Cuddly Bear, not even supposed to be here, and here he is at Madison Square Garden on New Year's Eve, fighting for $1 million.
Moving his head well.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, 4 months ago, he would have ate that shot right there. He did not move his head.
It almost looked, I asked him in an interview, did you watch the movie Hard Times? Because you're blocking all the punches with your forehead. Do you do that on purpose?
It's interesting talking with Josh Copeland the other day. He said he trained with Alistair Overeem for the last 3 weeks, and that gave him a pretty good idea, body size, of what Felipe Lins is like. Taller, rangier fighter. As Copeland comes forward, just misses on that left. Combination.
Nice jabs there. I think that Lins should do that more often.
The leg kick from Copeland.
And that was a good one because we didn't hear it. And that means it's right to shin.
He is really committing to that power shot.
Yep.
There's a leg kick by Lins.
Copeland just ducking the head as Lins fires off that right twice now as it sails by.
Maybe a love the heavyweight division. You get the sense that it's going to be one. One of these guys lands one of those shots, and good night, Irene. Oh, nice combination by Lins. Quick, accurate hands, very nice job.
Two maybe the most cordial and pleasant people to be around, Felipe Lins and Josh Copeland, when they're not inside the cage. He was literally talking to Felipe Lins and said, I wish Josh well in all his other dreams, except tonight. I do not wish him well. Oof.
And again, good hand movement on the jabs. He's just letting Lins miss. If that was Lins, I would start hitting next to the head. Let him bump into it.
Aim where it's going to be.
Yeah. That's what the archers do.
Under a minute to go here in round number 1. This one's scheduled for 5.
Oh, body shot. Nice body shot by Lins.
I want to remind you, still to come, the final fight of the night, Ray Cooper III taking on Magomed Karamov. And that will be for the welterweight belt and another $1 million awarded to the winner.
It's interesting, he switched leads as he threw that punch.
Yes, I was thinking the same thing.
Nice job, nice kick by
Lins. Copeland comes forward, drops his head, and Lins tries to tee off as he passes by.
10-second warning.
So round 1 is in the books, guys. A very aggressive feeling out by both fighters here with 4 rounds still to go. No major damage done by either fighter as we go into the blue corner.
Deep breath. I want a deep breath.
You're getting your second win now, Josh. You need you to come out hard.
Hey, I like what we're doing. Let's get him fainting on that jab. Don't forget about that straight cross to the body either. It's there. I need more skating. I need backing him up a little bit more, yeah? Let's commit to it. Let's commit to it. We're showing it, but we're not letting it go, okay? Let's let that backhand go a couple times. I like that real quick jab, too. Work that jab a little bit. He'll start playing with you with that, and you can time it. Yep.
He's timing that jab with that right.
You look good.
He's coming with that overhand right.
No, it's close. It's hard to say.
That was a 50-50. He's waiting for you to throw that.
But I need more.
Right.
Okay?
We need more, Josh.
It's time to go out there and say, I'm the man, yes? All right.
Put it on him.
Remember, keep bending those knees. Hey.
Very calm corner for Josh Copeland. Dan Murglietta now takes control of the cage here at Madison Square Garden on New Year's Eve.
All right, second round. You ready? You ready?
Second round for the heavyweights. Josh Copeland in the black trunks, Felipe Lins in the blue.
There's that jab right off the bat, just like Ryan Schultz. Copeland's corner told him, set that jab up and then let that straight right hand go.
And he also told him to throw straight punches to the body with the power hand.
Ooh. Big flurry of punches, Felipe Lins. That got Josh Copeland's attention in a hurry.
Definitely had him covered there for a good flurry.
If this goes to the ground, Randy, who do you think is going to initiate it?
I think if this goes to the ground, I mean, it could happen because Copeland landed a good shot, Lins goes down, but the ground is where Lins is probably best. I mean, he's a great jiu-jitsu practitioner, as Boss alluded to in the open.
Right.
I mean, that'd be a good game plan for Lins, actually. Find a way to get this big guy on the ground and exploit him there.
Yeah, he has been stopped by knockout before Linds's, but not by submission. So, you know, you would think.
Copeland coming forward, that big looping left, trying to find the button, which has worked for him during the PFL season and in the playoffs. Josh Copeland literally on the outside looking in before the playoffs started. He was in the 9th position, needed a fight to go the distance, and once it did, he found himself in the 8th seed into the playoffs, took full advantage of that, fighting twice in one night and getting 2 victories to find his way here to New York City on New Year's Eve.
And he was in big trouble against Alex
Nicholson.
A huge cut on his forehead. And Nicholson got a little reckless and charged him and walked right into a huge right hand. Oh, nice combination by Lins.
Big punching power coming from Felipe Lins. Speaking of punching power, you'll see one of the biggest hitters in the PFL coming up next. It's Ray Cooper III facing off with Magomed Karimov of Dagestan, Russia. That will be the final fight of the night for the welterweight belt.
I'll tell you what, when he throws his power hand, he's moving his back foot and changing leads, and I think he's taking some steam off of that.
That's right, yeah, you can put your body weight in there. And what I like from
driving
Lins
through that toe.
Lins is constantly attacking and moving to the sides the whole time. Watch, he will not stay at the same spot. That's a good one.
There's no way. Well, he squared his hips up now after that kick a little bit. You don't want to take too many of those, I can guarantee you that. Pay him back a little.
Coming up on 2 minutes to go here in the second round. Heavyweight title fight between Josh Copeland in the black trunks, Felipe Lins of Brazil in the blue. Lins, look at that, working that jab.
Yeah, back to his hardware defense there. He didn't use his head.
Yeah.
Just ducked, took it off the forehead.
Great technique for on the street, though.
Felipe Lins, both of his knockouts this year coming in the second round. Still got a minute 40 to see if he can get that done here over Josh Copeland.
Ooh, that lands.
Oh boy, nice counterpunch by Lins.
Very nice. That's what he should do. He's ducking into it on purpose again. You see the punches.
Yep.
He's doing like he did it with Mike Kyle as well. And if he really throws his head forward and Lins doesn't squeeze his hand full power, he can even break his hand through the glove, hitting the skull. Ooh.
Calf kick, those calf kicks, those hurt too. See the bruise on his calf already. A little sweat on the sole of his foot from that front kick.
Yeah.
And to wipe it off.
Look at that. Devastating combination.
Really starting to find his range and rhythm here.
Yeah, and he's keeping him on the outside of his punches with the 4-inch reach advantage. That's the perfect game plan for him.
Copeland's movement has slowed down a little. I'm not sure if a little fatigue has set in, but Lins is really starting to find his place.
But we've seen Copeland like yeah, that was that kick.
That was that calf kick. And here's Lins on the ground, exactly what you had said, boss.
Big flurry here, final 10 seconds of round 2.
But Copeland may be hurt. Short time. Settle, they're saying settle. His corner's telling him to settle. Probably didn't hear the 10-second warning. No sense in punching yourself out. Not enough time to finish the fight.
So it'll go to a third round in the heavyweight division. Felipe Lins and Josh Copeland as we are coming up on less than an hour and 40 minutes. The scene live in Times Square. Boss Rutten will be in the middle of it as soon as we finish here at Madison Square Garden as the rain continues to fall. And speaking of falling, big Josh Copeland. First the kick, then the punch. Felipe Lins jumping in. Felipe Lins, his first time his wife has watched him fight in person, and maybe she picked the right night.
Power steps.
Lins did a really nice job with that low kick, followed it with that left hook. Copeland might be lucky he fell down because that left hook was on point.
Yep. I expect more kicks now. Low kicks to the calf.
So the big fellas now wading into the third round of 5. Quick check with you guys unofficially, Randy, where you have this fight on your card.
Well, I definitely think that last round went to Lins in a 10-9 round. Maybe 10-8 if some referees saw that fall down as a knockdown, but tough to judge the first round. It was a draw, honestly.
Boss, how do you see it? These are unofficial, obviously.
Yeah, it's very hard now. Right now, I think it's 1 Paw Patrol. And this is the third round, so it's hard to score.
Felipe Lins now starting to let the hands go. He's complaining about moisture in the center of the cage.
Sweat on the mat. That was interesting. Whether they just kind of walk back into the clinch with.
Oh, wow. That was a good combo.
That's a thick beard, but that's not going to stop those punches.
No, it's the same as like putting a plastic bag over your head and then get hit. That's about what a beard will do for you.
And Lenz now finding his mark and getting in and getting out. And just pawing now at the face head of Josh Copeland.
Nice jabs. Oh, big right hand by Felipe.
He should. Well, Felipe will go more for uppercuts. Yeah, because he's blitzed the whole time.
Someone tell him to put his hands up.
Josh is asking him. He just. I think Josh, the fatigue is really set in.
This is going to be close to being done. Dan Murgliata getting in for a closer view.
Got a headbutt. I think they clashed heads a little cut on Felipe Lenz now. They're talking.
Yeah, he says, come on, man, you're running at your head. He's complaining to the referee already.
Yeah, it was that clash of heads that caused the cut on Lenz.
And of all the fighters in the PFL, Copeland's head's not the one you want to run into.
He is not locked in. This is like buffalo technique here.
He's putting his head down and going forward.
It's like I said, that's hard times. It's straight out of the movie. That guy was doing it all the time, catching the hands on the forehead.
Wow, look at the blood now on Felipe Lenz.
But I like Lenz. After every combination, he's out of the way. He's using angles. He doesn't stay at the same spot after he throws.
Lenz has got to stay clear as Copeland continues to drop that big noggin. Look at this. Just taking the shots, and Lenz cannot put him down.
Maybe knees to the head then. I mean, if he's leaning over.
Here it comes.
He called it. Boss ordered it up, and he delivers, and now he works the right.
Comes the knee again.
Yep.
Big Felipe Lenz.
Nice body shots.
6'2", bringing up those knees. Wow, Copeland I can't believe he's still standing.
It's like almost he wants to get hit.
It's like, here, wear yourself out on my head. I'm going to beat you.
You just wait till the last round.
Josh Copeland has been knocked out twice in his career. Not sure if this is going to be the third as we go under 90 seconds to go here in round 3. Again, they come together foreheads. Lenz goes to work on the body.
Tell you what, he gets one of those knees up to that skull, and it's going to be a different story. You don't want to take a lot of those to the guts either.
No, especially now if you're getting tired.
Yes, Copeland just keeps walking forward.
But you see the angles that Lenz uses constantly.
He just keeps coming forward. It's like zombie apocalypse.
That was a big right hand.
He's going to go back to the corner like Drago says. That is not the man. Then he said it in Russian. He's a piece of rock or steel, he says.
Yeah.
Because that's got to take a heart away from you, right? If you hit somebody with everything you got and he's not even flinching, he just keeps walking forward.
Final 30 seconds here of round number 3. This one's scheduled for 5 as Felipe Lenz clearly in control of this round. Final 10 seconds. And that is it. We will go to a 4th round as Felipe Lenz continuing to talk about the shot to the forehead. We'll see if we can find out exactly what he's...
Look at me. He is dead. He is dead. Breathe. breathe in, breathe out. We opened 4 points of advantage on him. Now it's just be calm. We're coming into the 4th round now. Breathe in, Philippe. Let's
Yep, there's the clash.
I need 5 seconds.
Swung with a big uppercut. Josh turned and leaned into him, and they clashed heads.
Life-changing! Life-changing! World champion! My brother! Everything you got left! Everything you got! Let your hands go! Let them go! Come on, Ray!
Justin Wren encouraging on Josh Copeland. Guys, he is just keeps coming forward. He's taking shots and body shots and head shots, and he keeps coming forward. And Mergliata talking to Felipe Lins.
Yeah, but get out of the cage. Get out of the cage. Hold on. All right, guys, time. Bring the doctor in.
So they're going to call time and bring the doctor in. I don't know who they're going to look at first. It's going to be Felipe Lins. Another doctor is going to take a look at Josh Copeland.
He's good. Beautiful. So I want to hear.
Felipe Lins gets the 2 thumbs up from the doctor.
One more round. Let's go, gentlemen. Close that door.
So it's on. Doctor approved.
All right, final round. You ready? You ready? Let's go.
Round number 4.
I would be kicking him for sure.
Yeah, if I'm
stand out there in kicking range and wear those legs out.
Look at this.
Oh, man, that is. He is not protecting himself. I've never seen anybody do
Dan
that.
Mergliata is telling him, you've got to defend yourself. That is it. It is all over.
Yeah, I agree with that. Absolutely agree with that stoppage.
Yep. Less than 90 minutes to go in 2018 as Felipe Lins brings down the curtain on Josh Copeland in his Cinderella run as Lins claims the heavyweight belt as Big Dan Mergliata steps in and stops it in the 4th round. From Times Square to Madison Square Garden, it's time for the official decision. Here is Joe Martinez.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, the end comes 30 seconds, round number 4. Referee Dan Mergliata steps in, puts a halt to the bout. Your winner by TKO, winning $1 million. He is now crowned as the PFL Heavyweight Champion of the World, Felipe Monstro Lins.
Standpoints, Ali Isayem, 3 inches of an advantage in the arms. Jared Rosholt, 3.5-inch advantage in the legs. Only 8 pounds between these 2 heavyweights. That's not a lot of disparity in this division.
No, definitely not. Both these guys, strong wrestling pedigrees. Ali Issa, 2008 Olympian for Azerbaijan. Jared Rosholt, obviously collegiate All-American 3 times, most winningest heavyweight in the history of Oklahoma State University, something I'm a little familiar with. My alma mater.
What do you know about that, Randy?
I'm going to have to sit still.
Lillian Garcia gets the heavyweight started inside the PFL Spark Game.
Fight fans, this next championship fight is in the heavyweight division, and it is a classic Russia versus USA matchup. This bout is brought to you by the new movie Bad Boys for Life, starring Will Smith and Martin Lawrence, in theaters January 17th. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. He is a wrestler, standing at 6'2", weighing in officially at 251 pounds. In 27 professional bouts, he has a record of 20 victories and 7 defeats, with 7 wins by knockout. He is the number 7 seed, fighting out of Sandpoint, Idaho, and representing the United States of America. Here is Jared the Big Show Rosholt! His opponent, fighting out of the red corner. He is also a wrestler, standing at 6'3", weighing in officially at 259 pounds. He has an undefeated record of 8-0 and was a 2008 Olympian in freestyle wrestling. He is the number 5 seed, fighting out of Dagestan, Russia. Here is Ali Isaev. Your referee in charge, Dan Mergliata.
3 large men inside the cage as Dan Mergliata completes the trifecta there. Sean O'Connell and Randy Couture cage side. Jared Rosholt in the gray trunks. Ali Isaev in the light blue. 5 5-minute heavyweight rounds for a world championship and $1 million. The 4th of 6 titles to be awarded tonight in PFL Season 2. Leg kick to start the action there from Jared Rosholt. Another leg kick from Rosholt. Spinning wheel kick there, just grazed Jared Rosholt. Isaev feels like he might have hurt him. Nice long hook there from Rosholt. Backs Ali Isaev up.
Big guy, Isaev moves really, really well.
He's very athletic. Yeah, he's extremely athletic. Dives in after the right hand there on a takedown attempt. He's able to complete it. Moves immediately to side control, trying to separate Jared Rosholt from the fence where he could potentially work his way up.
It's like Isaev is going to sit to a traditional wrestling headlock here. The last person I seen do this was Mark Coleman years ago in the UFC. This can turn into a pretty difficult neck crank if he sets it upright.
Rosholt trying to go out the back door here, trying to squeeze his head out.
Nice job by Rosholt to use that arm across the waist and find his way out the back door, exactly like you said, Sean.
We talked about the wrestling pedigree coming into this fight, Randy. You've got Jared Rosholt, collegiate All-American 3 times over, former Olympian in freestyle. Which style translates better to mixed martial arts? Worth noting, by the way, that back in 2008 when Ali Isaev represented Azerbaijan, he was eliminated from the Olympic tournament by the eventual champion, who then got stripped of his medal for being on steroids. So he only lost to a guy who was not only the best in the field, but was also juiced.
He is a very, very, very good athlete. And I think of the wrestling styles, the collegiate style translates to fighting much better. It's more about control, it's more about position. But you're dealing with a top-level athlete. Like choke attempt by Isaev.
It's better of the choke attempt. Tries to go to work with a couple hammer fists there on Jared Rosholt. Rosholt works back to his feet once again. 2 takedowns, 2 escapes.
Maybe a little contrast between 155-pounders and the heavyweights.
Well, the thing that people don't understand sometimes when watching fights that start with this style, it's actually, and you know this better than anyone, Randy, it's exhausting. Pressing a big body up against the cage, every little muscle firing. And you were doing it at what, 220 pounds against the big guys?
Yeah, those are 2 very big men.
Isaev stalking forward here, Rosholt pawing with his left. David Michaud out there underneath the escalator. That's the best warm-up spot at Madison Square Garden. That's where I was last year.
Nice leg kick by Jared Rosholt.
That welterweight fight will be next. Spinning back kick there from Ali Isaev. Michaud will take on Ray Cooper III. Both of those guys coming off big performances in our playoffs. Both own some knockout victories this year as well. Inside 1 minute remaining here in the first round of our heavyweight title bout. An exchange of kicks, 250 plus pounds behind all of them. Nice left hand there from Rosholt. Isaev ducks under though, forces another takedown.
Guillotine attempt by Rosholt. Not sure if it's tight, can't see his hands.
Kicking his left leg up over there. He must feel like it's worth at least squeezing on. You see Isaev fighting the hands there with his own left. Both men appear content to kind of ride out the round here. You see Rosholt somewhat nonplussed by the exchange here. 5 seconds remain in round one. One round down in the heavyweight title bout. Back in a moment.
Round two, gentlemen, let's go.
Welcome back to the 2019 PFL Championships. Sean O'Connell, Randy Couture. Ali Isaev opens round two with a spinning wheel kick. Heavyweight title bout in what has been an action-packed evening so far at Madison Square Garden's Hulu Theater.
Some amazing fights tonight. And 3 more amazing fights coming. Pace in this heavyweight division.
An illegal kick just misses there for Ali Isaev.
He's lucky that missed, because he was a downed opponent on his knees. The shin went right over Rosholt's head. And yes, 2 more championship fights tonight. Amazing action so far.
Isaev just sitting on that shoulder of Jared Rosholt. Great defense there for the low single. Isaev, the strength on display there, just shoves the 250-plus pounder. And now he elevates Jared Rosholt. Big slam. Ali Isaev isolates the right arm of Jared Rosholt. Crucifix ride here, Randy, and a tough spot for Jared Rosholt to be in.
You need to put a beeper and a light on that when he picks guys up like that. That's unbelievable.
Crossbody ride here by Ali Isaev. Jared Rosholt needs to get his right arm out from between the legs of the Dagestani fighter. 90 seconds gone here in round number 2 of a possible 5 with a heavyweight title and $1 million on the line. This is the biggest night in mixed martial arts. At present moment, quite literally biggest, with our heavyweights in the cage. 6 title fights, 6 belts, 6 $1 million prizes. Rosholt did a good job extricating himself from that crucifix position. But you can't hang out here long against Ali Isaev.
No, he's got to get his legs in the fight. He's got to start creating some distance and some scrambles. And use that collegiate wrestling to get back to his feet, fight hands, and face this guy.
One of the tough things about being a wrestler of such high pedigree for a Jared Rosholt is you're not in this position often. On your back, somebody big riding you. He's usually in the reverse here, so the skill set isn't always as developed in escaping from the bottom.
Absolutely true. We are not used to spending a lot of time fighting off of our backs this way. It's one thing to bridge and not get pinned, but then you just turn and go to your stomach and find a way to get up, and that doesn't happen in fighting the same way.
When I was a high school wrestler, Randy, I grew quite adept at fighting off my back, unfortunately.
Counting lights, were you, Sean?
Inside Isaev's corner.
Punch to the body. Just like that. Go to the torso, 2 minutes. Ali, 2 minutes. Keep punching to the torso. More body punches. Put your right leg on top of him. Sit on top of him. Stride him.
Isaev's cousin, Rashid Magomedov, was a finalist last year. He lost the belt to Natan Schultz. Now he's content to be in the corner of his cousin Ali Isaev, who rides out the round on top of the 3-time All-American from Oklahoma State, Jared Rosholt, who so far has had no answer to get up off his back here.
This is a much tougher position with a 260-pound guy sitting on top of you.
The USA chants, a classic USA versus Russia matchup. Right now, unfortunately, for the home crowd at least, all Russia. Inside of 1 minute remains here in round number 2. And Randy, this is one of the criticisms of Jared Rosholt in his career. He's an excellent fighter, but there's sometimes questions about how much urgency he puts in when there's situations where he can finish from the top or when he needs to get out from the bottom. People wonder if he's really going all the way as hard as he can. Now, I know, easier said than done to get out from under Ali Isaev, but that's what the criticisms have been.
I just think heavyweight fights, especially heavyweights like this, is a much different pace. It's a different animal than every other weight class in this sport.
Absolutely true. Ali Isaev in the blue trunks, riding out the round here after the high elevation dump. Round 3 next. Randy Couture, you don't see that often at heavyweight.
You see the forklift in action. Holy cow. 260 pounds, up and down it goes. And Rosholt spent the rest of the round in that position.
Third of potentially 5 rounds here as these heavyweights square off. Jared Rosholt, the American, in the gray trunks. Ali Isaev in the light blue, representing Russia. He opens with another spinning kick.
I'd like to see Rosholt bend his knees a little more, lower his level, and throw those punches from that lower level, and keep wading in to Ali that way. You can hit him. There's a couple nice shots, and that way Ali can't get under him and double leg him the way he's been doing. Bend those knees, throw those, angle those punches up at him. Angle up.
Isaev ducks under again, charges through for another successful takedown attempt. And here he sits into that side control position again, cross-body, working on the midsection there of Jared Rosholt.
Rosholt has got to get his feet into this game and create some space. He's locked his feet in a half-guard position. He's got to use those big levers, those legs, to create space, push Isaev's hips off, and create a scramble, and then use his wrestling ability and that scrambling ability to find his way out, at least back to his feet, and maybe back on top of Isaev.
Shoulder pressure, forearm pressure there from Ali Isaev. Don't forget, Bad Boys for Life, starring Will Smith, Martin Lawrence, in theaters January 17th, just a couple weeks away. We're already into 2020, man. What is happening?
The roaring 20s are back.
Big right hand from the top there by Ali Isaev.
Scramble Rosholt in on his own double leg.
Isaev looks for a choke to deter the takedown attempt. Forces Rosholt to address the hands of Ali Isaev. Back to the clinch against the cage they go. 3 minutes remain here in the 3rd round. This is the 4th of 6 World Championship fights tonight. The biggest night in MMA. Don't forget, still to come on ESPN2. Kayla Harrison, Larissa Pacheco, the 2-time Olympic judo gold medalist Kayla Harrison, still undefeated. Larissa Pacheco looking for redemption.
I cannot wait to see that fight. That's going to be an amazing fight. And again, another historic fight here in the Professional Fighters League.
The first time ever that women's 155-pound gold will be up for grabs. Oh, and by the way, a handsome little $1 million check to go along with it. Kayla Harrison wouldn't mind that, I'm quite sure. Rosholt goes to work on the leg of Ali Isaev with some hammer fists. Inside of 2 minutes here in round number 3, Mergliata steps in to encourage a little more action. Significant slowing of the pace here, as is sometimes customary of the heavyweights.
Rosholt could be effective in this clinch position. It doesn't appear that he spent a lot of time working on creating space to rip punches up through that space, but he's definitely in the right place. Tough for Ali to take him down or do anything to him when he's got his back to the fence.
Effective striking from these close quarters, much easier said than done, but the man next to me, one of the best to ever do it. So if you can get a Randy Couture tip or two, you might find some success here. They reverse position, and now Ali Isaev goes to work with some uppercuts and a knee or two. Rochold answers, trying to punish the inside leg there. Dan Miragliotta's seen enough against the cage. 1 minute remains here in round number 3. He wants more action. Back to the center they go. Isaev showing a little bit of fatigue, but still able to duck under that left hand from Rochold. Uppercut attempt from Rochold as Isaev tries to dive in.
Nice little leg sweep by Rochold.
Nice right hand from Isaev.
That one was on the button.
And we saw what happened against Denis Goltsov when he let his hands go. Immense power behind that 265-pound frame. Ali Isaev, somewhat reluctant so far in his career to really put punching combinations together. A 4th round ahead at heavyweight, that means something. We'll find out what when we come back. For the first time in that man's career, he will be fighting in a 4th round. Jared Rochold, 30 fights deep in his MMA career, never been to a 4th round. Ali Isaev, only 8 fights under his belt. He has not been to a 4th round either. Heavyweight gold on the line. And another wheel kick there from Ali Isaev. That's 4 for 4. He starts every round with one.
They all landed, and that one landed on the jaw of Jared Rochold.
Shrugs it off. Sean O'Connell and Randy Couture beside the PFL smart cage. Rochold looking to go to work. Right hand sneaks over the top, but now he just presses into the body of Ali Isaev. Both of these guys headed to the corner between rounds 3 and 4, Randy. A little worse for the wear. Fatigue, obviously, a big factor in a heavyweight bout that goes into the deep rounds.
Absolutely. It's tough to find big opponents to train with, to make yourself work as hard as you need to work, especially here in championship territory in the 4th and the 5th round. Guys that are 260-plus pounds.
Requires a lot of oxygen to supply all of the tissues in those big bodies. And right now, Jared Rochold pressing Ali Isaev against the cage. We don't know how the judges have scored this so far, but as we head into round number 4, it doesn't feel like anyone's really in definitive, serious control of this fight.
Yeah, nobody has broken this open yet. We've seen a couple of nice things. Obviously, Isaev's had the takedowns, and Rochold spent a fair amount of time on his back, and especially in that 2nd round, but nobody really broke it open and done anything definitive to distinguish himself from the other guy.
Now the stars are out tonight here at the Hulu Theater. Mick Foley, WWE Hall of Famer, and by the way, known PFL fan. He's here tonight. Three minutes remain here in round number 4. Ali Isaev, of course, Randy, in this USA versus Russia matchup. He's part of that Dagestani fight lineage. You know, as you said, he represented Azerbaijan in the Olympics, but his roots are in Dagestan. Obviously, we have a lot of those guys in the PFL fight roster. They are ubiquitous in the PFL, UFC, Bellator. They're everywhere in the fight world.
Absolutely. It's a rich history in combative sports in Russia in general, and certainly in Dagestan.
They come up hard. When you talk to them, really any fighter from that Caucasus region, and you ask them what the secret is, why the guys from there are so tough, they say we grow up in hard conditions. It makes you a hard person, and then you can show that in these fights. And now Ali Isaev successfully drags Jared Rochold to the ground one more time. In an otherwise rather uneventful round number 4, as the cardio is really starting to become a factor here. 2 minutes remain.
We've seen 4 takedowns now by Isaev, and that's really been the difference in this fight. Rochold spent too much time on his back. Just does not have an answer for the top position of Isaev.
Some effective ground and pound here from that left hand of Ali Isaev.
Here's the smart cage tracking in the cage, and you see 89% of this fight is taking place right here on the outside of the cage, and most of that has been with Rochold on his back.
or at least his back pressed up against the cage. Ali Isaev in control here, on top in round number 4. Big left hands landing there for Ali Isaev.
Trying to
Some heavy pressure.
Russell's in trouble.
Is it enough?
Yeah, I think the referee's looking at it. He's going to step in and stop the fight.
Ali Isaev pours it on for a heavyweight championship. 4 takedowns for Ali Isaev. And just when you thought he was slowing down, he pours on the late ground and pound in the 4th round and puts Jared Rosholt in a serious trouble. Dan Mergliata steps in to wave it off. There's the first left hand. 2 or 3 of those from a 260-pound Olympian are enough to hurt anybody. And no answer from Jared Rosholt. Mergliata steps in and waves it off. And Ali Isaev remains undefeated in his mixed martial arts career and is crowned the 2019 PFL heavyweight champion. One final look at that. And for Ali Isaev, some skills emerging. 2 straight knockouts to finish the season. A last-second semifinal victory over the 1-seed Denis Goltsov, and that in the 4th round of the championship. Lillian Garcia has the call inside of our PFL Smart Cage.
Ladies and gentlemen, the stoppage comes officially at 4 minutes and 9 seconds into round number 4. By TKO, the winner of $1 million and the new 2019 PFL Heavyweight Champion of the World, Ali Isaev.
Ladies and gentlemen, presenting a check for $1 million. CEO Peter Murray of the Professional Fighters League.
Let's take a look at our tail to tape between these 2 heavyweights presented by the United States Marine Corps. Bruno Capoloza, a year older. Ante Dilia is 3 inches taller. He weighed in a little bit heavier, but identical reach in the arms, especially with those broad shoulders and long arms for Bruno Capoloza, who also has a slight advantage in the leg reach. Back to Lillian Garcia we go for another title bout.
The next $6 million purse will be awarded to the winner of this heavyweight championship bout. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. He specializes in judo. Standing at 6'5", he officially weighs in at 243 pounds. In 23 professional bouts, he has a record of 19 wins and 4 losses with 14 victories by way of stoppage. Fighting out of Zagreb, Croatia, here is the number 3 seed, Ante Walking Trouble Delia. His opponent, fighting out of the red corner, he is a Muay Thai specialist. Standing at 6'2", he officially weighs in at 236.5 pounds. In 18 professional fights, he has a record of 13 wins and 5 losses, with all 13 victories by way of knockout. Fighting out of Sao Paulo, Brazil, here is the number 1 seed, Bruno Capoloza. Your referee in charge, Keith Peterson.
Keith Peterson wearing the ref cam. Bruno Capoloza wearing the blue trunks. Ante Dilia in the black and gray. Look for a fast start from Bruno Capoloza. That's what worked for him in the first matchup between these 2 gentlemen.
Oh, shot on the double by Delia. Nice sprawl by Capoloza.
Oh, and already a big punch from Bruno Capoloza. Ante Dilia hanging on for dear life as he tries to recover. One-shot power from Bruno Capoloza has been on display many times this heavyweight season, and now he goes to work from the top. Oh, there's a big shot here. It looked like that Ante Dilia was in and out of awareness there for a second. And now, once again, attempting to lock down the heavy-handed Brazilian.
This Capelozza reminds me so much of a young Vitor Belfort. He's so explosive. If you stand around in front of this guy, he is going to blast you.
Look at that hematoma on the right side of the forehead of Ante Delia.
That's one punch, Kenny Floyd.
Yeah, unbelievable. This guy's got so much speed and power. It's ridiculous. And there it is again, that right hand.
Coming down like a piston, Ante Delia trying to use his legs to control the attacking arms of Bruno Capelozza. But the onslaught continues. Delia once again in huge trouble. Capelozza pouring it on from the top with plenty of time. And Delia once again just tries to grab hold of some safety.
Yeah, he's surviving, but Capelozza is landing some huge shots and now trying to advance position where it can get even worse.
That is some wicked ground and pound. Oh my gosh.
Capelozza assured us he's not a one-trick pony. It doesn't have to be these explosive shots on the feet. He's showing us what his ground and pound looks like. He's confident in his jiu-jitsu as well. Ante Delia on his back.
Not only is he fast and powerful, but he's accurate. I mean, every single shot he throws, he essentially lands wherever he wants. And you see the damage already on the face.
Capelozza trying to get the full mount.
Cage in his way for the moment.
And Delia has that right underhook as well.
He'll now try and use the barrier, get himself some leverage, perhaps kick out here.
Capelozza able to pummel his left arm and now has that underhook. And this is not good for Ante Delia.
Peppering right hands there from the top position. Capelozza's kind of a three-quarter mount here. A loose half guard from Ante Delia as he's really just trying to hold on and I think hopefully force a stand-up. And now
Capelozza was trying to set up an arm triangle there for a second. Pretty sweaty already to pull that off, but
this would be a huge moral victory for Ante Delia if he's able to survive this round.
this one has already lasted 3 times as long as the first matchup between these two individuals did. 90 seconds remain here in round number 1, and it has been all Bruno Capelozza. Stuffed the early takedown attempt and immediately went to work. One big shot, and now there's a full mount for Bruno Capelozza. Plenty of time to work here.
And he's working that arm triangle.
He's trying to work that arm triangle, trying to isolate that right arm of Delia. See if he can slide his head and ear into that position and create the choke. I would say that's going to be a very difficult thing to pull off against a great judo player.
I got to tell you, I'm somewhat surprised that we don't see him posturing up and just raining down punches, given how successful his power shots have been so far.
There it is.
There he is, setting up that arm triangle.
Trying to get in.
Squeezing
time out of mount position now and settle in if he gets it.
He looks like his shoulder might be a little high for this.
I agree. Yeah, his own shoulder is blocking the choke. If he can get his shoulder below the chin, though, he can get a nice bite on the neck. That's looking a little bit better, but Ante Delia, he's onto it and able to defend.
30 seconds.
Nice.
Delia's able to explode out, and now he goes to work against the cage. More punches from Bruno Capelozza. You're not out of danger with 20 seconds left. Kick attempt there, and a flurry at the end of this heavyweight first round. Delia working for a takedown one more time. Bruno Capelozza shrugs him up to go chest to chest, and we end the first round between these heavyweights. A heavyweight world title, a belt is on the line, $1 million is on the line. Bruno Capelozza, the Brazilian, in the blue trunks. Ante Delia out of Croatia in the black and gray. And we know Capelozza's got incredible power and explosion early in fights. Can he carry it as this goes deeper? Strong fighter performance rating score for Bruno Capelozza, a 99. So as close as you can get without a finish.
Yeah, I mean, that had to be a 10-8 round for Capelozza, no question about it.
Beautiful sprawl by Capelozza. Again, a decent shot by D'Elia, but he didn't do a lot to punch his way or set that up. He just, again, kind of dove in to that double.
You mentioned the accuracy, Kenny. 88 of 108 total strikes. That's in 1 round for Bruno Capelozza. That is a pace for heavyweights especially.
Yeah, you don't see that every day. Capelozza, so accurate, so busy. And you can see it on D'Elia's face.
Capelozza surrenders the pressure, moves back to the center of the cage here. We saw Ante D'Elia weather a storm against Denis Goltsov and come out victorious in that fight. Shooting from distance though, Randy. That's what you're talking about. He's got to set that up.
He's way too far away to get in that far, to get in deep, and to take a guy that's athletic and that quick down. He's got to set those shots up. He's got to punch his way into those positions.
That's a heavy energy expenditure as well, trying to shoot all the way from out there, getting sprawled on, and once again carrying Bruno Capelozza's weight. Bruno Capelozza is a former light heavyweight. I don't know how he ever made 205 pounds. He's built like an NFL linebacker, and he moves with the same kind of twitch and explosion. Now Ante doing a better job getting himself close. We know what he wants to do. He wants to take Bruno Capelozza down, avoid the power in the hands. Combination there from Bruno.
Oh! Nice combination by D'Elia.
And now Bruno Capelozza's wobbled. And D'Elia perhaps makes a mistake of diving in on this takedown, but he gets Bruno Capelozza to the ground. Hammer fist coming down for Ante D'Elia. And Ante D'Elia trying to pound down Bruno Capelozza. Does he have what it takes to finish the Brazilian from the top position? Huge hammer fist here.
It looked like he had him out at one point.
Oh my goodness. Wow. Keith Peterson looking through the ref cam. And we've seen survival in round 1 from Ante D'Elia, survival in round 2 here from Bruno. Once again, D'Elia pouring it on from the top. Taxing pace here between these two heavyweights. 2 minutes remain in round number 2. What a flipping of the script.
Unbelievable. Both these men, absolute savages. And you see that bump on the nose of Capelozza. That might be a broken nose for Capelozza. D'Elia landed huge shots.
Capelozza a little mouse on his left eye as well, with a little blood trickling down from that mouse.
Oh, look at this.
North-south choke. North-south. Capelozza not having it.
D'Elia thinks better of it, goes back to the underhook, the far side underhook to control. Bruno Capelozza, crossbody ride here. We're watching 2 different heavyweight fights in round 1 and round 2.
Oh, anaconda choke, too slippery.
Too slippery, and that surrenders the position for Ante D'Elia. Now Capelozza on the back. Back and forth here in the second round of this heavyweight fight.
This is crazy. Now Capelozza with a shot at finishing it from here.
Gotta watch the back of the head.
Punching the back of the head here and asking the referee to stop it, but Keith Peterson's not going to stop it, especially on illegal strikes.
Capelozza trying to get that second hook in. He's only got 1 anchor in.
Round 2 here is evidence of why you never know with heavyweight fights.
There's the choke. He's trying to sink it. He's got
here.
the second hook in. Secured himself in the back, anchored himself on the back now.
Let's see if he can flatten him out. He's trying to extend his legs and extend those arms and try to get those hips to the canvas. Not able to do it.
And now you ask the question, did Ante D'Elia punch himself out trying to finish Bruno Capelozza?
Ante D'Elia made the adjustment. He got to at least an arm's length away before he shot that shot to get this takedown in the first place.
He looks okay.
Very aware, lucid in the eyes. 10 seconds remain. And we will finish round number 2 with Bruno Capelozza on the back of Ante D'Elia. Round 3 next. Round 3 of a heavyweight championship affair here. in the biggest night of mixed martial arts. Bruno Capoloza, Ante Dilia, $1 million and a heavyweight championship on the line. Round 1, all Capoloza. Round 2, Dilia almost gets the finish before Capoloza reverses position. How will round 3 play out between these two heavyweights? Capoloza opens with a jab. FPR gives round number 2 to Ante Dilia. Capoloza with a nice right hand combination. Ripping to the body, big knee. Hooks, another to the body. Ante Dilia is out on his feet. And now he pushes his way back.
We rock 'em, sock 'em robots here. Unbelievable.
Not many survive when your back is up against the cage against Capoloza, and somehow Dilia has done it. Just ridiculous.
Ante Dilia just wearing everything that Bruno Capoloza has to offer. Now he dives for a takedown attempt on the legs.
That was a much better timed shot and much better distance for Dilia. Now he's in deep.
Yeah,
See if he can finish it.
Definitely within that arm's length that he needs to be at, but he shot to his knees, never stayed on his feet. I think if he'd stayed on his feet, drove through the barrier, he would have gotten that trampoline effect and been able to take him down.
Exhaustion setting in here in the 3rd round for these two heavyweights. A test of wills. Ante Dilia just absorbing the same kind of punches, Kenny, that knocked him out in their first fight.
Exactly. It looked like it was going to be a similar finish to the first one, but he survived and then fired back.
That knee, holy cow. Now Capoloza going for the takedown here. He's got a head inside single. Gave it up.
Dilia grabs a tie plum here. See if he'll throw some knees as Capoloza goes to work on the midsection of the Croatian.
And this fight has been just ridiculous. You don't see pacing like this from heavyweights, and it could very well come down to conditioning as we move into the later rounds, but I'm just amazed by how active these fighters have been throughout this fight.
We've not seen anybody absorb that kind of punishment from Capoloza, and there's the Ante Dilia still standing there dishing it out.
This is the first time we've seen Capoloza tested at all.
There's a Capoloza family down in Brazil. I think they're sweating just like we are.
I hope you took good stock of how these men's heads were shaped before this fight began, because when it's over, they're going to look like month-old Halloween pumpkins. 2 minutes here in round number 3. The pace slowing considerably, understandably, after the huge flurry from Bruno Capoloza in the early goings here.
I don't think Capoloza really needs to exchange wrestling techniques with Dilia at this point. I think he's wasting energy unnecessarily, but
Peterson separates him, puts him back in the center of the smart cage.
I think Capoloza was looking for a little breather after that little exchange, and he was controlling position and controlling where the fight was happening and just catching his breath.
He's still moving. Coming in behind the jab, there's Ray Cooper III. He's got a title bout coming up in our co-main event tonight with the fresh cut.
I gotta say, I like the haircut. Aerodynamic.
Another shot attempt here from Ante. Drives Bruno Capoloza's back against the cage one more time. Capoloza hanging heavy. Nice little slip out there from Bruno Capoloza.
Nice job. He got head position, rolled that forehead across the cheek of Ante Dilia to create the exit and get out of that clinch.
Body shot from Bruno. Dilia now trying to work his own jab. Adding a little pep back to the step. Right hand lands for Bruno Capoloza.
Man.
Once again, Dilia trying to jump down on a takedown. Head control there from Bruno. Goes back to work with a hammer fist.
Again,
10 seconds remain in round 3.
Better shot by D'Elia, but again, staying on his knees and not getting up to his feet where he can keep his mobility to finish the takedown.
Championship rounds next. We're in the championship rounds now for the first time in both of these men's careers. Bruno Capoloza in the blue trunks, Ante D'Elia, the Croatian, in the black and gray. FPR gives round 3 to Capoloza, and he opens with a nice combination. He appears to be fresher as we get into the war of attrition. Capoloza stuffs the takedown, works his way to the back of Ante D'Elia.
Real question as to how long these guys can keep this pace up. And I'm seeing D'Elia slow a little bit. He just does not look quite as fresh in this 4th round. Championship territory.
If you saw the start of this fight, you'd think there's no way we're getting all the way into the 4th round, but here we are. Ante D'Elia still very much in the fight because, as we saw in round 2, one punch can change anything. But right now, it's all Bruno Capoloza on the back of the Croatian.
D'Elia doing a nice job of keeping that left leg up and that arm inside, so Capoloza can't get that second hook in.
D'Elia will walk his way to the cage, lean up against it for a little bit of a rest.
Yeah.
Where's your head? Hold up on him. Knees on his knees on his chest, Bruno. Now we start with the body strikes. Your head against his chin. Head movement. Use your head, Bruno. Your head on his chin, Bruno. Let's fight smart. Yeah, you got to be smart. Use your head. There we go. That's right. I want your head. Yeah, use your head. Stay calm. Don't stay right there. No. He's going to try Uchimata on you. There we go. Perfect. Yeah, speed.
Good cornering there from Hani Marks. Trying to get Bruno's head position in that clinch. Warns him against the judo throw, and now we're back to it. More work against the cage here, this time Ante D'Elia on the offensive.
It's like Bruno's trying to reach over, scoop that far side leg for a switch if D'Elia tries to pull his legs out. There's D'Elia, pulls it out.
Nice work, gets Bruno Capoloza to his back. He had some success here in round number 2 with hammer fists. Does he have the energy to mount serious offense from the top here in the 4th frame?
And D'Elia doing a great job getting his head in the proper position to keep those shoulders of Capoloza pinned on the canvas as he goes to work with that left hand.
Coming up later in the main event, Kayla Harrison, the baddest woman on the planet, or so she's looking to prove tonight. Getting the hands taped up before she goes to work. More pressure from the top here by Ante D'Elia.
Capoloza appealing to the referee like he's not doing anything, and that was an impetus for D'Elia to land a couple of hammer fists.
More punches from the top here. Ante D'Elia is a veteran fighter. He knows if a referee is close to moving in to reset the position, he'll throw a couple more punches.
Enough to keep him there.
Yes. This is a winning position here from the top for Ante D'Elia. 90 seconds remain in round number 4. And I don't want to get ahead of myself here, fellas. But if round 2 belongs to Ante D'Elia and he can stay here and round 4 belongs to Ante D'Elia, we could potentially head into a 5th and final round at 2 apiece. Now, of course, that first round was probably a 10-8 for Bruno Capoloza.
So what you're saying is the plot thickens.
As if it needs to be any thicker.
Yeah, exactly. Capoloza, though, starting to get back to his feet, but D'Elia in a good position to maybe take the back here.
Bruno Capoloza works back to his feet. Excellent effort by the Brazilian here to not just concede the round and ride it out on his back. D'Elia once again with a takedown attempt. Good sprawl from Bruno Capoloza. Pushes D'Elia to the cage one more time.
You know, going to your knees, as Randy says, is a good way to level change, but you're not able to create motion because you're not on your feet. You can't run it.
Exactly. You can't cover as much ground. You're okay to touch a knee for a split second, but you got to come back up to your feet and keep your feet driving through that guy's body weight.
We will see a 5th and final round in 60 seconds. Sean O'Connell, Randy Couture, Kenny Florian, PFL MMA World Championship, the heavyweights in the cage with $1 million and a world title on the line. Bruno Capoloza, Ante Dilia. Brazil versus Croatia. Two monsters in a 5th and potentially deciding round here. And another sharp jab. Bruno Capoloza has opened every single round, pumping that jab out. Once again, Capoloza stuffs the takedown attempt and pushes Ante Dilia to the cage.
Yeah, Ante, again, just shooting from too far out. Capoloza sees that he's telegraphing, able to stop the takedown.
Sure, these aren't lightweights? They fight like lightweights.
Yeah, everything, the speed, the pacing. Wild.
And now
Nice
Capoloza.
leg by Capoloza. Trying to get to mount. Close to mount position. Dilia doing a nice job of foiling that attempt.
Removes the butterfly. Opts to close his guard. Try and hold down Bruno Capoloza.
Capoloza's got a posture up. Get a little elevation with his head. Use that fence. Stack him in there.
And this is what you want to see from Bruno Capoloza. You know, he's just not content to get the takedown. He's staying busy, making sure that he's scoring points, and in the judge's eyes, that he's winning every aspect of this round.
Let's take a look at our Acronis fight tracker. Bruno Capoloza, 80% of this fight has been up against the barrier with him on the offensive for the most part. As he steps over half the guard there of Ante Dilia. 3 minutes remaining in this fight, and Randy, it would appear that Ante needs to start battling for that underhook. The lockdown is not working at the moment.
Ante's got to get his feet back in this fight, create a bit of a scramble, find a way to use that cage, wall walk back up to the standing position and get back in this fight. Capoloza's doing exactly what he needs to do to steal this 5th round. It's potential, it's 2 rounds apiece going into this 5th round. Depends on if they scored that first round a 10-8 round for Capoloza.
I don't want it to be lost on people that in round number 1, it appeared that Ante Dilia was down and out, maybe a punch or 2 away. And then in round number 2, the same was true of Bruno Capoloza. His head is bouncing off the canvas.
Absolutely.
And 1 or 2 more, and he's probably done. Nice work by
Capoloza
Ante.
gets too high. Nice job by Ante, recognizing Capoloza's position was too high, scored it out the back, came right back up firing.
A conservative approach here from Bruno as he leans in for more control. I don't know if Ante can afford the same. I think he's got to sell out to try and steal this round.
He may even need a finish as well, guys, because just winning this round may not be enough.
That's true.
I think just winning the round might get him a draw, but again, we're assuming that first round was a 10-8.
Right.
Well, and just the math of trying now to reverse with 90 seconds left in this round, not enough time to grind out a victory in the 5th round. He's gonna have to be explosive and make something happen. And it's Bruno Capoloza who remains offensive here. Hammering away even at the legs.
And we've seen so many momentum changes where it can actually happen between these two, right?
Maybe Dilia's resting right now, and he's just gonna, as soon as he gets free, he's gonna explode again.
He's waiting for that final 60 seconds. Looking up at the monitors. He's got 1 minute remaining as we take a look through the ref cam.
Capoloza trying to get those hands locked under the hips, and there it is.
Oh, there it is.
One more big explosion from Bruno Capoloza. Lifts up Ante Dilia, deposits him down to the mat, and removes any doubt of who's winning this 5th and final round.
And if you thought there might be a weakness in the grappling skills of Capoloza, I think he put that to rest here in this fight. I mean, unbelievable show of all-around mixed martial arts skill here.
10 seconds left in a heavyweight world championship here in season 3. Bruno Capoloza looks to put a punctuation mark on an incredible season, and it will go to the judges' scorecard. The Capoloza's corner and the watch party in Brazil thinks that Bruno has done what it takes for a season 3 championship. 235 strikes landed for Bruno Capoloza. Cageonomics Stats Bundle presented by Geico. Time now for a Rich Energy replay. Oh boy, this was early, Randy, very early.
Oh my gosh, back and forth this battle. Great punch by Capoloza, jumps right on him. Heavy hammer hands. Looks like he's got Dilia in big trouble and might take him out. Dilia manages to scramble and tie him up, get through the round, reverse fortunes, and go crazy on Capoloza.
That was the end of the first round. How about round number 2?
Big swing and a miss. Nice counter punch by Dilia. Dilia with a big right hand. And Capoloza's in trouble. He's got the wobble. Looks like he might go out. Manages to pull it out, tie Dilia up, and reverse fortunes on him. Back and forth.
Then round number 3, we settled in a little bit.
Yeah, big combinations, and we haven't seen anybody stand up to this kind of pressure from Capoloza in the entire season, including Dilia himself.
Yeah, this
and then
is
Dilia just comes back.
Literally the worst place to be against Capoloza, up against the cage with him raining punches.
4th round. Again, nice combinations, nice straight, explosive, and Dilia gets the takedown. Settles into the half guard position and goes to work on Capoloza. Round 5, gets his hands locked, pulls the hips out, puts Dilia on his back, and is satisfied to ride the rest of the round out here in control of Dilia, just chipping away out of him, and I believe securing his win in the heavyweight division.
And that may be the exclamation mark there. Nice high-level wrestling from Bruno Capoloza. Fighter performance rating presented by Rich Energy. FPR said that heading into that 5th and final round, fight was still up for grabs, depending on how the scores of round number 2 went. What about the Verdict Global Scorecard? With Verdict, you the fans get to be the judge. Here's how the fans scored the fight. First round went to Bruno. Second round went to Ante. Third round to Bruno. Fourth round to Ante. And that final round to Bruno, according to the Verdict Global Scorecard. Randy and Kenny agree with both FPR and Verdict. The official judges' scorecard reads like, well, for that we go to Lillian Garcia.
Fight fans, after 5 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecards. And the totals are 49-45, 49-45, and 48-46. All for your winner by unanimous decision. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2021 PFL Heavyweight World Champion, Bruno Capoloza!
President of Fighter Operations, Ray Sefo, presents the belt. PFL CEO Pete Murray hands the $1 million check. And Bruno Capoloza is a Season 3 heavyweight world champion. Tail of the tape brought to you by Celsius. Ante Dilia is 2 years older. He is also 3 inches taller. It is Mateusz Scheffel who weighed in heavier at 256 pounds. 4-inch reach advantage on the arms favoring Ante Dilia, but Mateusz Scheffel has the longer legs. Miguel Flores, the heavyweights, please.
Ladies and gentlemen, the time is now for the PFL 2022 World Heavyweight Championship. Introducing first in the blue corner, he is a striker standing at 6 feet 2 inches tall. He weighed in at 254 1/2 pounds. With 17 victories, opposite of 8 defeats, with 12 wins coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of Curitiba, Brazil, he is the number 5 seed, Mateusz Santi Scheffel. And now introducing his opponent in the red corner. He is a judo specialist, standing at 6 feet 5 inches tall. He weighed in at 241 3/4 pounds. With 22 victories, opposite of 5 defeats, with 16 wins coming by way of stoppage. Fighting out of Zagreb, Croatia, he is the number 2 seed and making his 2nd straight PFL championship appearance, Ante Walking Trouble Dilia. Your referee in charge, Dan Mergliata.
Dan Mergliata will be the 3rd heavyweight in the cage to see this action take place. Ante Dilia in the blue trunks, Mateusz Scheffel in the gray. Kenny, don't look behind you. There's a bunch of giant Croatian MMA fans chanting Ante Dilia's.
You'll have my back, right, Sean? Right?
I don't know this man. The first time these two men met, Ante Dilia starched Mateusz Scheffel. The Brazilian comes in here more confident, and you can almost see it in these first punches.
Yeah, and I like how he's taking control of the center of the cage. Last time he kind of allowed Ante Dilia to just back him straight up. And Ante's got to respect that left hook in particular from Mateusz Scheffel. And Ante Dilia has a nasty right cross.
Good left hook from both. Combination from Ante Dilia. Randy, at what point, like what's the poundage? What's the actual number of pounds that it starts to matter, the size difference at heavyweight?
I mean, bigger is just bigger. You got to play it differently. You don't want to, I mean, these guys are both very close in size, so shouldn't be shy about standing nose to nose just like they are, trading blows. They're both great big guys. If that was me out there, I wouldn't stand in front of either one of these guys.
Yeah.
So this is a man who won heavyweight championships, walking around like 215 pounds. Oh, wow, they're swinging away.
Yeah, Mateusz landing that left hook again. Not sure Ante is adapting to that.
We saw Ante Dilia go 5 grueling rounds with a hard-hitting Brazilian last year as he shoots a takedown here. We'll see what this heavyweight title bout brings us.
Yeah, and this is where Ante hits a lot of his takedowns. See if Mateusz is able to get his back off the cage.
$1 million on the line here in the heavyweight world title bout. Mateusz Scheffel has focused his training much more for this camp. In fact, he told us it's the first time in his MMA career that he's done nothing except for training. He's always been working side jobs. He's always had other responsibilities. His semifinal win gave him the money he needed to take everything else off. Good head movement there by Scheffel on the flurries.
Very nice. Rolled right out of the way of that right hand.
Mateusz looks completely different than the first time around. He looks very confident. He's very sharp and very fast here. Ante Delija still very dangerous. Landed a beautiful left hook of his own.
And backed him up with the left hook there. Now he's pumping the jab and the uppercut snuck through. Big Ante Delija goes to work. And Ante Delija with the heavyweight championship knocks out Mateus Scheffel.
Here you go, the flurry. He knew he had him hurt. Mateus Scheffel's just covered up. He stays right at range and just lands flurry after flurry. One of them gets in and puts Mateus. Here's the shot. Big left hook that staggers him back. He knows he's hurt, bides his time, doesn't smother his punches, and then picks his shots until he lands that one right there. It's going to send him down. Referee's seen enough. Those are big guys to be pounding on each other's heads.
I tell you what, that's precision. He's pumping that combination out, Randy.
It's that left. It's the left that started it, and it was the left. Actually, it was the right that stuck right in and got him on the chin.
Kenny, the first time they fought, it was a straight right hand. You told us he had a formidable straight right hand, and in that combination, a straight right hand landed right on the chin of Mateus Scheffel.
Yeah, I thought it was beautiful stuff. It wasn't a counter to a kick this time. It was just shots right inside of the guard of Mateus Scheffel. It started with the left hook. They were trading left hooks throughout this fight, but in the end, Ante Delija just too much, too big, too much power. What a fight.
What an amazing journey to go from getting knocked out by Bruno Cappelozza in his very first fight in the PFL to come all the way here and beat the guy that beat Bruno Cappelozza.
Fighter performance rating shows us that Ante Delija gets the perfect 100 on the score. The only way you can do that, Kenny, is there in a finish in any round.
Ladies and gentlemen, the end comes at 2 minutes and 50 seconds of round number 1. For your winner by TKO, and now your new 2022 PFL Heavyweight Champion, Ante Walking Trouble Delija.
Ante Delija, PFL Heavyweight Champion here in 2022, and brand newly minted millionaire. The other day brought to you by Celsius for this heavyweight co-main event. Denis Goltsov is 33, Renan Ferreira is 1 year older. Ferreira is 6 feet 8 inches tall. He also weighed in at 261 pounds, near the limit of 265. You can see the height advantage translates to a significant reach advantage on the arms and on the legs for Renan Ferreira.
All right, keys to victory for Goltsov. It's all about that jab, and that jab will lead into his excellent takedowns, and he also needs to utilize some excellent ground and pound if he is able to get Ferreira on his back. And for Ferreira, needs to use those long-range strikes, be aware of that cage. Sometimes he gets caught up with that thing behind him, and he also needs to get back to his feet if he does get taken down.
Andy Shepard, the voice of the PFL Smartcade.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following 7-figure fight is our co-main event of the evening. 5 rounds of action for the PFL Heavyweight World Championship. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. He's a jiu-jitsu and boxing specialist and stands 6 feet 8 inches tall. He weighed in officially at 261 1/4 pounds and holds a record of 11 wins, 3 losses, and 2 no contests. 9 wins coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of Porangatu, Brazil, Problema, Renan Ferreira. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, he is a combat sambo specialist and stands 6 feet 5 inches tall. He weighed in officially at 244 1/2 pounds. In 39 fights, has built a record of 32 victories,
and 7 defeats. 26 wins coming by way of stoppage. Fighting out of St. Petersburg, Russia, Denis Goltsov! Your referee in charge, Fernando Yamazaki.
Denis Goltsov is there in the blue trunks. Renan Ferreira in the gray. Touch of the gloves. And the largest fight in PFL history is underway. Ferreira banks that calf kick early. Randy, you know it better than anyone. You have to respect every bit of power that these heavyweights possess.
Yep, takes one. You can't get out of position. You can't zig when you're supposed to zag. It literally only takes one shot from these guys.
Ferreira doing a good job, just doing some subtle feints, trying to get Goltsov to jump first.
PFL recently purchased Bellator, promised us champion versus champion card. And that is the Bellator heavyweight champion, Ryan Bader. Ryan, welcome to the show.
What's going on, guys? Happy to be here.
Look, you're not undersized, but against two guys like this, you would give up some size. What do you think?
Yeah, some big boys in there. Yeah, watching this fight here, 6'8". You know, Goltsov pretty dang big too, so looking forward to this fight, watching this fight, and then let's see champ versus champ and get it going.
Nice twisting body lock by Denis Goltsov from a double underhook position to get Ferreira to the ground. Now Goltsov looking to improve his position.
Trying to pass all the way to the mount here.
And Goltsov really driving that shoulder into the jaw of Ferreira. Now Ferreira in a much better position. He decides to go over the head instead. Now attacking that left arm of Ferreira, looking for that Kimura.
He's got the grip.
Blood from the nose of Goltsov.
Renan Ferreira, left arm in trouble here. Denis Goltsov
trying to crank that shoulder.
Very difficult to finish like that from half guard.
Can't get out and use your hips to crank that arm.
Yes.
His legs are preventing that.
And we asked Conan Silveira, the head coach at American Top Team, who's been working with Renan Ferreira, how you get ready for someone with the versatile skills of Denis Goltsov. What did you do to get Renan Ferreira ready? He said, I put him through hell. And that's exactly what Denis Goltsov is trying to do right now. Ezekiel choke attempt. Thought about it briefly, nothing doing.
Good job by Goltsov to pummel that right underhook right back in to get control. And we've seen Ferreira in the past on the ground. He tends to get a little bit inefficient, starts to tire. So excellent strategy here from Goltsov to get him down early. And to keep him busy on his back. Looking for that Ezekiel again.
Ryan Bader, Bellator heavyweight champion, smothering performance so far from Goltsov, and you see he keeps attempting this Ezekiel.
Yeah, you don't see that very often, you know, and he's controlling really well here. He's looking for submissions. You know, Rena's got to get to the wall, get to the cage, and stand up, get out of position. Right now, it's Goltsov's fight.
Would this also be the Bader game plan against someone like Renan Ferreira?
You know, he's so big, and, you know, he can get wild. You know, he's long, you got to get it inside. And so, kind of the game plan would be, you'll get some tension with some shots and come with punches with those feints, keep you guessing. And yeah, take him down, wear him out, and you know, get a little of that zip off his punches.
Goltsov trying to advance position here, climbing through the middle.
Full mount.
Yeah, Goltsov really dominating on the ground right now, trying to set up that arm triangle. I also like to see him posture up, try to rain down some ground and pound.
Final 10 seconds of this first round. Heavyweight world title bout. Denis Goltsov on top of Renan Ferreira. Both men seeking their first belt and their first $1 million check here. Smothering round from Denis Goltsov, but it's him who's leaking all that blood.
Você está muito bem, quem está desgastado é ele.
Respira.
Olha só, não vamos deixar mais isso acontecer. Ele vai tentar fazer outra vez. A sua mão é rápida, a sua mão é pesada. Eu preciso da sua distância. Você está me escutando?
Olha só, ele já mostrou
Dan
tudo
Hardy,
que ele
what's the
tem.
message
Ele vai
for
querer você pra baixo,
Renan Ferreira
vai
in the
querer você
corner
pegar
right now,
desse
if you're
PFL,
coaching?
você tem que entrar com a mão por dentro pra não ser
I would want a
surpreendido.
low stance out of him. I would want him to avoid the clinch in any way, shape or form he can. Build frames on the inside, use good head position. I mean, his frame is a problem for Goltsov. So he was able to escape that Ezekiel choke just by extending his body and being too tall. But being on the floor is absolutely not the place for Renan Ferreira.
He's done an incredible job of improving his grappling. It doesn't mean that his grappling is on the level of Denis Goltsov. Round two here, 265-pound world championship. Goltsov in the blue, Renan Ferreira in the gray.
Oh, nice right hand by Ferreira.
Hit over the ear of Denis Goltsov, and there's another.
Oh,
and
another one.
Oh,
he's hurt.
He's hurt. Knocks down Goltsov, and the hammer fist will finish. Problema with the championship.
When you have speed and power like that, you can end the fight in an instant, especially when you're a heavyweight like Ferreira.
There's a swing and a miss by Ferreira. Takedown attempt by Goltsov. And Ferreira frames out. There's a big overhand left. And another overhand left. And the third one hits him right in the neck and puts him on the deck. And then the hammer fist onslaught comes until the referee has seen enough. Big right hand right in the neck. Comes down on top in half guard. The hammer fist comes raining down. Mr. Yamasaki has seen enough. The fight is over. New world champion, Renan Ferreira.
Look at that. A dominant first round for Denis Goltsov after the takedown. Renan Ferreira did what he needed to do to survive, avoid those submission attempts. He gets back to the feet where every round starts, and he earns himself a $1 million knockout finish. Cageonomics Stats Bundle, as always, presented by Geico. Look at that. Denis Goltsov landed more strikes in this fight. Most of those were on the ground after the takedown. The game-changing power of Renan Ferreira earns him his first championship. Let's make it official with Andy Shepard.
Fernando Yamazaki for the halt to the action at 26 seconds of round number 2. Declaring your winner via TKO. And 2023 PFL Heavyweight Champion of the World, Renan Ferreira!
Puta, campeão do mundo, porra!
Heavyweight Championship tail of the tape brought to you by Westgate Resorts. Denis Goltsov, 34 years of age. Oleg Popov, 32. Goltsov, 3 inches taller. Weighed in about 4 pounds lighter than Popov, and you can see he does have the reach advantage and the much longer legs.
All right, keys to victory for Goltsov. He's got to establish that long jab. We know how effective it is, but he's also got to stay mobile. He doesn't want to be a sit-in duck, and he's got to defend those takedowns. That mobility will help with that takedown defense for Popov. Swarm with hooks. Takedowns against the fence will be real valuable for him, and control and strike on the ground until he's able to secure a position and find his victory.
Ladies and gentlemen, it all comes down to this. Tonight we conclude the 2024 PFL Global season. Our 6 7-figure world title fights begin with 5 5-minute rounds for the $1 million PFL Heavyweight World Championship. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner at 6'2", weighing in 249.5 pounds. In his first PFL season, he enters the title match holding the longest active division win streak in MMA with 17 straight victories. He stands near perfect at 19-1 as a pro. He fights out of Starosko, Russia, Oleg Popov. And across the smart cage, his adversary fighting out of the red corner at 6'5", weighing in 245.75 pounds. Last year's finalist, having now logged 3 consecutive TKO finishes, makes his return for a second straight chance at PFL Gold. As a veteran, he's been dominant at 35-8, fighting out of St. Petersburg, Russia, Denis Goltsov. In charge, Richter.
Gentlemen, you know the rules. Protect yourself at all times and listen to my commands. When I say stop, you stop. Touch your gloves, please. Step it in the corner.
Goltsov in the blue trunks, Popov in the black.
Goltsov looks lean, very lean.
He's always in great shape. Didn't want to let the gas tank be a question here, and he gets to work behind that incredible jab early.
Look at that jab. So quick for a heavyweight.
Most dangerous when he uses it to set up the right hand afterward. Popov talking with his camp. Wants to either get inside that range.
That right hand's coming over the top for Popov in a minute. He's postured it a couple of times. He's going to come over the top of that jab, and he's going to be in on the legs.
Single here for Oleg Popov. And most of the time, Denis Goltsov, who's a very adept grappler, finds himself on top, so he's pretty uncomfortable off of his back. See how long he ties the arms of Oleg Popov up before he decides to try and stand.
This is a tiring position for Goltsov to be in, to be holding himself up onto his opponent like this.
I think they're both looking for the stand-up here. Goltsov certainly got Popov tied up.
Popov's really trying to get that left arm out now. Goltsov's holding onto it for dear life. He knows the punches are coming down if that arm gets free.
And potentially the elbows, which are legal in this season for the first time. Left leg butterflied here for Denis Goltsov. Content to hang on and try and earn a stand-up, it would appear.
See if he can find the fence here. Use the fence to climb back up. Get to his feet.
Popov now been able to clear that butterfly hook. Now sitting in the open guard of Goltsov. He's definitely going to posture here because he knows that the referee's going to be thinking about standing him up if he's not active.
First bit of offense from the top there for Popov at the 3-minute mark.
Popov trying to come around the inside, build a frame with his left arm. Great wrist control for Goltsov, who's throwing up a triangle here.
Goltsov climbing those legs, and he's got the ankles together.
It's over the shoulder. He needs to adjust. He needs to get that. He needs to get that right foot to the back of his left knee.
He's also got the right arm of Oleg Popov extended and threatened.
See, Popov needs to posture here, but he can't armbar switch. He's switched to it. He's almost got locked in.
And you'll see Denis Goltsov, if he can get that instep all the way behind his knee, you'll see him switch back and forth between the triangle attack and the arm bar to give Popov a couple of things to think about. Popov not trying to pull right there. Oh,
cinched. Closes the legs. Denis Goltsov getting stacked up by Oleg Popov under pressure. And he grabs. This is tight.
Popov is out.
Denis Goltsov knocks Oleg Popov unconscious for a championship.
Wow. Got a nice little snatch single. Good head outside. Turns the corner. And dumps Denis Goltsov right on his backside. Goltsov has the butterfly in on one side. Now you see him using the fence. He's almost got that locked in. He's got the angle with his hips now, and the referee's checking to make sure Popov's still awake.
That's a superb finish there. I just need to draw everybody's attention to the fact Goltsov made a real point of getting his gloves off at the end of that fight. He may feel like he's achieved what he set out to achieve with his career with that finish.
We'll see what it means for Denis Goltsov.
His first world title matchup. It comes to an end. 2 minutes, 55 seconds into round number 1. The triangle choke ends it for submission. He's now the 2024 $1 million PFL heavyweight world champion, Denis Goltsov.
Hey, what's up, guys? This is Francis Ngannou. Subscribe now to the PFL MMA YouTube channel.